Some chase the sun, some chase the moon, but what are you running from? You wake up, and the first thing you feel isn't peace, it's hunger. Not for food, but for something you can't quite name. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's the way the world lights up when you walk in, and everyone knows your name. You scroll your phone, see faces shining, hearts exploding, bank accounts swelling, and you wonder, what am I missing? Why does it feel like everyone else is running ahead, and I'm just standing still? Did you ever ask yourself, what am I really chasing? Is it the warmth of someone's arms? Or the cold thrill of a number in your account? Is it the applause, the spotlight, the rush of being seen, or the quiet safety of being loved? Sometimes it feels like you're running after all three at once. Hearts, riches, lights, never catching any, always out of breath. Picture yourself as a child, eyes wide, dreams bigger than your body. Back then, love was simple, a smile, a hug, a hand to hold. Money was invisible, fame was just a word. But somewhere along the line, someone told you that love had to be earned. That money was proof you mattered. That fame meant you were finally enough. So you started running. You learned to chase, to reach, to want. You learned to measure your worth by what you could win, not what you already had. Maybe you watched your parents scramble for bills, voices tight, eyes tired. Maybe you saw someone you loved leave and you thought, if only I was more lovable, more successful, more seen. So you promised yourself you'd never be left behind. You'd run faster, work harder, shine brighter. But the finish line kept moving. Every time you got close, it slipped away. Have you noticed how the world rewards the chase? Likes, follows, promotions, praise. The more you run, the more you're told to keep running. But what's the cost? You lie awake at night, replaying conversations, wondering if you said enough, did enough, were enough. You buy things you don't need, hoping they'll fill the ache. You post photos, hoping for hearts, hoping for proof that you exist. But the emptiness lingers. You look in the mirror and see someone tired, someone stretched thin, someone who's lost touch with the child who once believed they were enough, just as they were. This is the root of the struggle, the belief that you have to chase to be worthy, that love, money, and fame are prizes you win, not gifts you receive. But what if that's a lie? What if the chase is a trap, not a path? Have you ever noticed how chasing love can make you forget how to love yourself? How chasing money can make you feel poorer than ever? How chasing fame can make you invisible to yourself? It's like running on a treadmill. No matter how fast you go, you never arrive. You're always one step behind, always reaching, never resting. And the world keeps whispering, faster, more, now. But your soul is whispering something else. It's asking, when will you stop running? When will you turn around and face what's chasing you? Because sometimes, what you're really running from is yourself. The parts of you that feel unlovable, unworthy, unseen. Carl Jung called this the shadow, the hidden parts of you that you try to outrun 7-Eleven. But the shadow doesn't disappear when you ignore it. It grows. It follows you, shapes your choices, colors your dreams. You chase love because you think it will heal the wound. You chase money because you think it will prove your value. You chase fame because you think it will make you real. But the wound is still there, so what do? You keep running. You keep chasing. You keep losing yourself. But what if you could stop? What if you could turn around and look at the shadow, not with fear, but with curiosity? What if you could ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? Is it being alone? Is it being ordinary? Is it being forgotten? The truth is, the chase is never about the prize. It's about the fear of what happens if you stop. If you stop chasing, who are you? If you stop running, what's left? Maybe you're afraid that if you stop, you'll see the emptiness you've been trying to fill. But maybe, just maybe, if you stop, you'll find something else. You'll find the part of you that's been waiting to be seen, not by the world, but by you. You'll find the child who wanted love, not applause. You'll find the soul that wanted peace, not possessions. You'll find the self that wanted to be enough, just as you are. So, what now? How do you begin to break the cycle? First, stop justifying your chase. You don't have to earn your worth by running yourself ragged. Start affirming your value, not for what you achieve, but for who you are when the lights go out. Choose your peace over your fear, every single day. Write it down. I choose my peace over fear. Say it out loud. Feel it in your bones, because the world will keep telling you to chase. But your freedom begins when you stop. When you look at your shadow and say, I see you. I accept you. You are part of me. 1115. That's where healing begins. That's where the real riches are found. That's where love becomes real. Not because you chased it, but because you allowed it in. So, are you ready to stop running? Are you ready to come home to yourself? If you are, write it down. I choose my peace over fear. And if this spoke to you, if you felt seen, stay with me. Let's keep walking this path together. Your journey isn't over. It's just beginning. You might be wondering, what does stopping even look like? Does it mean giving up on dreams, settling for less, shrinking your light? It means shifting your gaze from the horizon to your heart. It means asking, what do I truly want? Not what the world says I should want. It means listening to the quiet voice inside, the one that's been drowned out by the noise. Maybe that voice says, rest. Maybe it says, create, not compete. Maybe it says, love without needing to be loved back. This is where the real journey begins, not outside, but within. You start to notice the patterns. How you reach for your phone when you feel lonely. How you work late, not because you have to, but because you're afraid of stillness. How you say yes when you mean no, just to be liked. This is your shadow at work, the part of you that's learned to chase approval instead of giving it to yourself. But you can change the pattern. You can pause. You can breathe. You can ask, what am I feeling right now? Is it fear? Is it longing? Is it shame? Whatever it is, let it be there. Don't run from it. Don't judge it. Just notice. This is how you begin to integrate your shadow, to bring light to the places you've hidden. It's not easy. It takes courage to sit with discomfort, to face the feelings you've tried to outrun. But every time you do, you grow stronger. You become more whole. You realize you are not your wounds. You are not your failures. You are not the sum of your achievements. You are something deeper, something unbreakable. And from this place, you can start to make different choices. You can stop chasing people who don't see your worth. You can stop measuring your value by your bank balance. You can stop needing the world to clap for you before you clap for yourself. Here's how. First, stop justifying your exhaustion. You don't need to explain why you're tired of the chase. You're allowed to rest. Second, start affirming your enoughness. Say it. I am enough, even when I'm not achieving. Write it. Repeat it. Let it become your new truth. Third, choose your peace every day. When you feel the urge to chase, pause. Ask yourself, will this bring me peace or just more noise? If it's noise, let it go. If it's peace, lean in. You'll notice the world doesn't end when you stop running. In fact, a new world begins. A world where you move from desire, not desperation. A world where you give love, not just chase it. A world where money is a tool, not a trophy. A world where being seen starts with seeing yourself. This is integration, the union of your shadow and your light. It's not about perfection. It's about wholeness. It's about loving the parts of you that once felt unlovable. It's about forgiving yourself for the years you spent running. It's about choosing, every day, to come home to yourself. So, what would it look like if you stopped chasing, just for today? What would you do with all that energy? Who would you become if you believed you were already enough? Maybe you'd call a friend, not to be loved, but to share love? Maybe you'd spend money on something that feeds your soul, not your status. Maybe you'd sit in the sun and let yourself be, without needing to be seen. This is the price of freedom, the willingness to let go of the chase. It's scary, yes, but it's also beautiful, because on the other side of fear is peace. On the other side of longing is belonging. On the other side of the chase is home. So, write it down. I choose my peace over fear. Let this be your anchor. Let this be your guide. And if you forget, come back to these words. Come back to yourself. You don't have to do this alone. We're all in this together, learning to stop running, learning to love what we find when we do. If you're ready to keep walking this path, subscribe, share, join the journey. Let's heal together. Let's choose peace over and over until it becomes who we are. You are enough. You are worthy. You are free. Now, go live like it. And remember, I choose my peace over fear. Write it, say it, live it, and let the chase end. Right here, right now, with you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for choosing yourself. I'll be here every step of the way. Until next time, choose peace, choose you, always. You're still here, still listening. That means something. It means you're ready to go deeper, to ask the questions most people avoid. Like, who am I when I'm not chasing? Who am I when no one is watching, when the lights go out, when the applause fades? Maybe you've spent years building a story about yourself. A story where you're the one who wins love, who earns riches, who stands in the spotlight. But what if that story isn't really yours? What if it's one you picked up from someone else? A parent, a teacher, a world that told you what matters. It's like the Joker in The Dark Knight, telling a different story every time someone asks about his scars. He asks, "Want to know how I got these scars?" But the truth keeps shifting. He changes the story to fit the moment, to fit the listener, to fit the game he's playing. He's not just lying. He's showing how easy it is to become trapped by the stories we tell and the ones we believe. Maybe you've done that too. Maybe you've told yourself, "I'll be happy when I'm loved," or "I'll be safe when I'm rich," or "I'll finally be enough when everyone sees me." But every time you reach the goal, the story changes. The finish line moves. The hunger returns. You find yourself asking, why am I still running? It's because the story was never about the goal. It was about the chase, about proving something, maybe to yourself, maybe to someone who isn't even here anymore. Like the Joker, you become a master of performance. You show the world what you think they want to see. You hide the parts of you that feel too raw, too broken, too real. But deep down, you know, none of these stories are the truth. The truth is, you're scared. Scared of stopping. Scared of what you'll find if you do. Scared that, without the chase, you'll disappear. But you won't. Stopping isn't the end. It's the beginning. It's the moment you get to ask, what do I want my story to be now? Not the story you inherited, not the story you performed, but the one you choose. You see, the Joker's chaos was a mask. He wanted people to think he was out of control, but every move was calculated. He wanted to show the world its own madness. But you don't have to become a mask. You don't have to keep performing. You can write a new story, one where you are the author, not the actor. One where you don't need to chase love. You give it to yourself. One where you don't need to chase money. You define your own worth. One where you don't need to chase fame. You see yourself, and that's enough. So, how do you do it? First, stop justifying your pain. You don't need a reason to rest. You don't need permission to heal. Second, start affirming your truth. Say, I am enough, even when I'm still. Say it until you believe it. Third, choose your peace, not your performance. When you feel the urge to chase, pause. Ask yourself, whose story am I living right now? If it's not yours, let it go. You are not your scars. You are not your hunger. You are not your performance. You are the one who gets to choose, and that is freedom. So, write it down. I choose my peace over fear. Let that be your new story. Let that be your new beginning. And if you need a reminder, come back here. Come back to yourself. Come back to the truth that you are enough. You don't have to chase anymore. You just have to be. If this spoke to you, if you felt seen, subscribe. Join the journey. Let's keep healing together. Let's keep choosing peace every single day. You are worthy. You are loved. You are free. Now go live like it. And let the chase end, right here, right now, with you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for choosing yourself. I'll be here every step of the way. Until next time, choose peace. Choose you, always. Sometimes I think about how easy it is to lose yourself in the chase. You start out with a simple wish, just to be loved, or to be safe, or to be seen. But somewhere along the way, it turns into a race you never signed up for. You look around and realize everyone's running, but no one knows where the finish line is. It's like chasing the wind, always moving, never arriving. You scroll through your feed, see people flaunting their wins, their riches, their perfect moments, and you wonder, what am I doing wrong? But what if you're not doing anything wrong? What if the game itself is broken? I read once about people who have everything, money, status, the freedom to do anything. And yet, they feel lost. They say, I am rich and have no idea what to do. Because the chase never ends, even when you catch what you thought you wanted. It's like holding sand in your hands. The tighter you grip, the more it slips away. You start to see that chasing riches isn't about the money. It's about filling a space inside you that money was never meant to fill. You buy things, you upgrade your life, but the emptiness lingers. And when you chase love, sometimes you lose yourself in someone else's story. You bend, you break, you shrink to fit their needs. You forget your own voice, your own dreams. You become a supporting character in your own life. And fame. Fame is the brightest illusion of all. It promises validation, but delivers scrutiny. It promises belonging, but often brings isolation. You find yourself performing, always on, always watched. You start to wonder if anyone sees the real you, or just the mask you wear. So what's the way out? How do you step off the treadmill? First, you have to see the pattern. You have to admit that the chase isn't working, that more isn't making you happier, that being seen isn't making you feel loved, that being rich isn't making you feel secure. It takes honesty, a kind of raw, tender honesty with yourself. You look at your life, your choices, your wounds. You ask, what am I really seeking? Is it love or is it safety? Is it money or is it freedom? Is it fame or is it connection? You might find that what you really want is to feel whole, to feel like you matter even when you're not chasing, to feel at peace even when you're not winning. This is where healing begins. This is where you start to reclaim your story. You stop running from your pain. You stop hiding from your shadow. You start to listen to the quiet voice inside, the voice that says, you are enough. You don't need to justify your worth. You don't need to perform for love. You don't need to buy your way into happiness. You just need to be. It sounds simple, but it's not easy, because the world will keep telling you to run, to chase, to compete, but you can choose differently. You can choose peace over fear. You can choose rest over hustle. You can choose authenticity over performance. You can choose to love yourself even when no one is watching. So, write it down again. I choose my peace over fear. Let that be your mantra, your anchor, your guide. And if you need support, reach out. Connect with others who are on the same path. Share your story. Let yourself be seen, not for your achievements, but for your truth. You are not alone in this. We're all learning to stop chasing, to start living. If this message resonates, subscribe, share, join the journey. Let's build a world where peace matters more than the chase, where love is given, not earned, where riches are measured in meaning, not money, where fame is replaced by real connection. You are worthy. You are enough. You are free. Now go live like it and let the chase end, right here, right now, with you. Thank you for listening. Hardest thing is to stop looking over your shoulder, waiting for someone to clap for you. You know that feeling, right? You do something good, maybe even great, but it doesn't feel real until someone else says, "Well done." So you keep chasing that next nod, that next like, that next, "I see you." But every time you get it, it fades fast. You're left hungry, searching for the next fix. It's exhausting, and it's not your fault. Most of us learned early that love, money, and even being seen were things you had to earn. Maybe you grew up in a house where praise was rare, or where being noticed meant you did something wrong. Maybe you learned to measure your worth by how much you could impress, how much you could provide, how much you could shine. So you started chasing hearts, riches, lights. But here's the truth. That chase is a trap. It's a cycle that keeps you running in circles, always looking outside for what you can only find inside. Psychologists call it validation addiction. It's when your sense of self depends on the approval of others, not on your own inner compass 14. It's when you start to believe your value is something someone else has to hand you, like a prize for good behavior. But you're not a dog waiting for a treat. You're a human being, worthy of love, respect, and belonging, just as you are. So how do you break free? First, you have to see the pattern. Notice when you're scrolling, comparing, wishing your life looked like someone else's highlight reel 5. Notice when you're bending over backwards, saying yes when you mean no, just to keep the peace or win approval 36. Notice when you're afraid to try something new because you might fail and someone might see. That's the trap, but you can step out of it. Start by practicing self-affirmation. Say to yourself, "I am enough, even when no one is watching." Write it down. Repeat it every day. It might feel awkward at first, but it works 35. Second, build self-awareness. Ask yourself, whose voice am I listening to right now? Is it mine or someone else's? If it's not your own, pause. Breathe. Come back to yourself. Third, set boundaries. It's okay to say no. Journal. Meditate. Move your body. Rest. Write this down. I choose my peace over fear. Say it every morning. Say it when you're tempted to run after someone's approval. Say it when you feel the urge to prove yourself. Let it be your anchor. Let it be your freedom. And if this journey spoke to you, if you felt seen or understood, stay connected. Subscribe, share, invite someone else to start their healing. Let's walk this path together. You are enough. You are worthy. You are free. Now go live like it. Let the chase end with you here, now.